What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? This is Stardust here. Welcome back to another video here on the YouTube channel, and today we are talking about Marvel's Midnight Suns. Now, someone who played Midnight Suns at MCM Birmingham, basically a really fancy Comic-Con over here in the UK in Birmingham, basically said they got to play for a little bit, which is really cool. And you know, they were like, "Yo, ask me anything." So people did do that. The first question was, my question is pretty basic. How was it? Obviously, the scope was pretty limited, but was it a good time? I'm more excited for Suns than I have been for a game in a long time, since it combines some of my favourite things, Marvel card games and tactics. Now, Total Scott said, I enjoyed it. It was fun to finally get my hands on it, even if it was just the very start of the game. You share the same feelings on it I did, so you'll most likely enjoy it just as much. I already had it pre-ordered, but if I was on the fence, the time today would have swayed me to get it. So, obviously, he sounds very into it, sounds very much like he enjoyed himself. So if you're already looking forward to the game, chances are it's not going to disappoint you when you get to actually play the game, which obviously, you know, is really important for a lot of people. I get it, right? Next was, I'll probably think of more questions. There's a load of questions here, but one, I know you were very early on in the game, but is there anything new that you're able to pick up on? Maybe something mechanics-wise that you were able to see in the tutorial hints? Two, were you able to go into the menus, and if so, did you see anything interesting there? New screens, inventory items, settings, graphical options, etc. Three, did you get to see the main menu or other screens outside the game? If you did, what options were available? I really appreciate this person going all out, by the way. You'll have to like keep up when I go to like the answers. Did you know if you were playing on console or PC? I'm assuming they had gamepads, but they could have been hooked up to a PC. Did the cards in the tutorial have descriptions, or were they blank like this one? And then they show a picture of a blank card, right? Then Total Scott says, nothing new really. In fact, less mechanics because of the tutorial aspect. Captain Marvel's binary mechanic wasn't present. And for the mission after the tutorial, you are forced to take Blade and Doctor Strange. Very interesting. I'm not sure if we've seen that mission yet. Maybe I'm being stupid. I don't know. You can go into some menus. Things like customization are grayed out, so no new info there. But I did see some character stat breakdowns, which I hadn't seen before, showing HP and some basic character info. Pretty cool. I didn't get a good look at the main menu because the staff were good at loading you into a new game quickly, but it looked pretty standard. Options, new game, load game, etc. Number 4, it was PC with gamepads and mouse and keyboard. I used mouse and keyboard and it was fine. Not the sensitivity I liked, but I didn't want to waste time adjusting settings. Also, the context buttons were correct, like holding R to do a redraw rather than the gamepad button like cheap ports often do. So that's a good sign for anyone who wants to use mouse and keyboard, right? It played great as well, but I couldn't find out about the rig specs. I asked, but no one knew what they were running on, lol. 5, yeah, the cards got more complicated, couldn't get my words out there, as the tutorial progressed to mission. Example, Doctor Strange win knockback is just a knockback at first, then it has a quick added on the next mission, so that jab card is accurate for the beginning, but it looks like it'll change as the game progresses, at least for the build we are playing. So you have to remember, this individual made it clear that he only played like the tutorial on one other mission, right? So you're not going to be getting like, oh, how's Venom? How does Spider-Man play, right? How do these characters in the late game play? You're not going to get any of that. At least not yet. At least not yet. Someone then said, did you see anything about skins, how to equip, how many are there? Then someone said about someone else in the Reddit forum. Total Scott said, when loading up a mission, go over heroes. There is a customization tab, but it was grayed out, so I imagine the skins are in there. You also could check out in your entire roster when walking around the Abbey. However, at the beginning, due to story reason, the only one I had was Blade. So, obviously, it makes sense, right? The more characters you unlock, the more that are going to appear in the Abbey. I'm really looking forward to seeing all the skins in the game. We know we're going to get a ton with the season pass. I'm definitely going to cop the legendary edition of Midnight Suns. Let me know in the comments actually what version you're going to be getting. And then when it came to performance, Total Scott said, it ran just fine. I had the tiniest stutter when the first cutscene booted up, but looking around, no one else had it, so it might have just been the rig I was using doing something in the background, and I can't stress enough how tiny it was, like a second or two, and perfectly fine afterwards. Then someone said, can you view draw pile, discard pile, and exhaust pile? Must be card terms. I don't understand. I'm a bit of a newbie. He said, no, at least not in the version we were playing. Obviously, didn't play too much. But there you go, ladies and gentlemen. So that is kind of the Q&A that we got from Total Scott about his time on Midnight Suns. Be sure to subscribe if you want to see more Midnight Suns content on the channel. Obviously, comment down below any thoughts and feelings that you have, any videos you want to see and all that good stuff. And, of course, like the video as it helps push it on that tasty algorithm. Thank you, guys. I'll see you in a little bit, and peace.